I'm Stephanie with Board Game Geek here at Origins 2017, here with Shelly Mazanoble, and she is going to show us Betrayal at Baldur's Gate.
Yes, I'm so excited to do that. I'm so excited to finally talk about this game.
Yeah, so tell us about this Betrayal.
So, this Betrayal, if you're familiar with Betrayal: A House on the Hill, which I understand you are.
Yes, I've played it many times.
Then this
been betrayed.
You've been betrayed, and you probably have done a little betraying yourself.
A little bit.
You'll find this game to be very familiar, where we simply used the Betrayal game mechanic.
Yep.
And thought to ourselves, what would happen if we made a D&D theme version of this? Well, this
As
is
you
what
can
happened.
see, the famed Dungeons and Dragons.
And I'm really sorry about the box.
Oh yeah, this is
literally like a first off the line from the printer,
Yeah.
and they just sent it, and then it went in my suitcase.
Yeah.
And
so your box, hopefully won't
your
have that.
box
on
won't
there.
look like this. If it does, you need to
Let them know, and they'll help you out.
But
I love that because so I'm a big RPGer.
okay.
So I love Dungeons and Dragons, and I love the theme, the story, and everything.
Yeah.
So that plus Betrayal is really awesome
It was amazing how seamless these two games came together.
because it's like dungeon and rooms and items and
it's like
monsters,
exploration, combat, adventure,
Yeah.
cooperation, sort of.
Yeah.
What you'll find if you are, for those who are familiar with Betrayal, the green box Betrayal.
Yeah.
There's often like one or sometimes more of you as the traitor at a pivotal point in the game.
Yeah.
With this game, that is still true, although there are more mods that are cooperative
Okay.
than you will find in the original game, just because it is the deal.
Yeah. That's
So
cool.
like we demoed one today that there was no traitor.
Yeah.
Everybody was working together against a common goal.
That's interesting. So when you demo a game, you can't really set up what scenario is going to
No
happen.
idea.
And I had never thought about that
I
before.
kind of hope they get a haunt I'm familiar with. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not as versed in all of them.
Yeah, because you haven't played out every single scenario in every possible
Feels
way,
like
you
it.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a few things that are different. Obviously, you're not in a haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the city of Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Which we chose Baldur's Gate specifically because if you're familiar with Baldur's Gate, you know it's a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
It's thieves, it's assassins, it's betrayal,
Yep.
it's murdery.
Yep.
It's, the shadow of Baal is always looming over Baldur's Gate.
Yes,
So the god of murder.
Seems appropriate.
So it's kind of appropriate that if you're lurking around there, you might be inclined to turn against your
adventuring party, yeah.
Maybe, but sometimes maybe a mind flayer made you do it.
Yeah.
It's not always your
It's
fault.
not your fault.
You can always say that that's what happened, even if it's not.
I'll use that.
Yes, totally. So you have new characters. You're adventurers instead of explorers.
Right.
And all of the adventurers have an adventure power that you can
I
use throughout
see
the
that.
game, which is really cool.
Yeah, do you have a favorite?
I do.
Okay.
Gretchen Titchwillow is my favorite.
Gretchen Titchwillow.
She is the halfling druid. Normally,
Oh, I like that there's a race and a class.
there's a
too.
race and a class for everybody. I would normally be drawn towards the magic user. That's what I always play in D&D.
Yeah.
But I love her because her adventure power is wild shape.
Yeah.
And you can transform into one of 4 animals. I almost always will transform into a badger because why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you can be a badger, a mouse, an owl, or a tortoise.
Yes.
And you will kind of gain and change stats.
Yeah, your
based
traits are going to
on-
change
yeah.
because of that.
Yeah,
We kept the same traits that you will find in Betrayal. the
Speed, might, sanity, and
Yep.
knowledge. That
Didn't
makes
change
sense.
those because we want to have this really reflect on Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Right.
So anyway, your characters are different. You have the new minis. They're still double-sided.
Yeah.
This might be the most exciting thing.
Okay, here we go.
Look at.
Oh, yay!
You see, you knew exactly
they
what
don't
I-
fall off!
So
That is,
just
they fixed
saying,
it. They
maybe-
did it.
Yes, they have fixed it. Yes.
I mean, you
So-
live and you learn, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, that was something immediately as soon as we decided we were going to do this game.
We were like, we gotta fix that.
Gotta fix
so,
that.
man, I am so pumped about that. This
Yeah.
is very sturdy.
It's very
This
sturdy.
is great.
But
I
now
love
we're-
this.
Maybe we'll now hear complaints that they're too
No,
sturdy and
never.
they
No, these are perfect.
Look
Look at this. Look, I can easily change, and this is like not coming off.
No,
That
and
is
it's been
on there.
used quite a few times already. So.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you also have you're building out the city by buildings,
Right.
streets, and catacombs.
Instead of the lower,
Yeah.
the basement and
The upper and the roof.
upper and lower level, yeah.
So when you lay out the game, you're going to lay it out with these 3 different tile piles.
And you get to choose just like you would before?
Totally.
Yep.
So the catacombs are kind of like the basement.
Yep.
Not as, they're easier to get out of than the
Yeah.
basement in the house because we gave you stairs to get out.
I see that.
If you want to use the stairs, you have to spend 1 more point of movement or 1 more
Okay.
additional movement. But of course, because it's D&D, you got to start in a tavern.
Yeah.
So you start in
you're
the
all,
Elf
of
Song
course,
Tavern.
your adventures, and you're all starting in the tavern.
Yep, and this is, if you're familiar with Baldur's Gate, you'll know that a lot of the lore and a lot of the locations are actually true to Baldur's Gate, like the Elf
Nice.
Song Tavern.
Yeah.
Just a side note about the Elf Song Tavern and some of the other tiles is we have some lore experts at Wizards, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
So we ran all of this stuff through the lore expert specifically for this Matt Cernett. And he looked at this tile and he said, that is not the Elf Song Tavern. The Elf Song Tavern has a stuffed beholderkin behind the bar. And we thought, we didn't know that. And he said it's also illuminated with these beautiful drift globes that cast a soft blue light. So we went back to our illustrator and we've got our beholderkin and our beautiful drift globe. So if you're an expert on Baldur's Gate,
you will not be disappointed.
Appreciate that. I hope.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So you're fighting D&D monsters like beholders and Medusas, or monsters that you would find in your D&D game.
Yeah.
Golems, and some new ones that we just kind of made up.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. And the items, the events, and the omens are all specific to D&D.
So that's similar to if you get like this. So I would draw an omen.
Let's draw an omen.
So if I place this here, I'd have to align the doors. Oh wait, is this down? This is bottom.
It can be anywhere.
Either. Okay.
Yeah, you can put it anywhere you want.
So
the only thing that matters. Oh, sorry, you mean
the
down by
doors?
the catacombs?
Yeah.
Sorry, down.
Okay.
This is from the
So
catacombs.
there. So I would place maybe that here, so it's upright, so people can see if I was here.
Yep.
So then I would draw an omen card just like normal.
And you might get such.
Yeah,
the
I'm
dimensionals.
shackled, so I lose the speed. Gain 1 speed if I lose control of the dimensional shackles. Okay, so while I have it, and you make a hot roll.
And you make a hot roll.
immediately.
Oh, and that's something new.
Okay.
So, have you ever played Betrayal and trigger the haunt a little too soon? Like somebody's like, oh, you don't have enough items out.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Yeah.
The new way that we're doing the haunt roll now is that you will roll dice equal to the number of omens that are out. And if you roll over 6, then you trigger the haunt. So obviously, if you have you have 1 out, you cannot trigger this haunt.
No.
You can't. Even if you have 2 out, you can't because these dice
goes up to 2.
So it's kind of a protection against that.
Yeah. So you could maybe once 3 are out.
Once 3 you could.
Maybe
but not
trigger
1 and 2. Seems a little too early. So we don't want you to have to do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you get to explore a little bit more, which is really what people are going to want to do in a game like this.
So it's
with
funny,
the Dungeons and Dragons theme.
when we were play testing it, we were curious because D&D players tend to stick together.
Yeah.
Betrayal at House on the Hill players tend to spread out.
Yeah.
And we were wondering, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
If they're all, D&D players tend to
probably spread out
immediately.
Yeah.
Nobody stuck together.
Split the party.
They all split the party.
You can split the party in this one.
You definitely can. And then, somebody was wondering, well, what are they going to do in the catacombs? Because if they're familiar with the original game, they might know that the basement is really tricky and treacherous to get out of. They're not going to go.
You can go to the kitchen.
You can go to the kitchen. So you can't get out. But also, even before we added the stairs, everybody went to the catacombs.
Yeah.
They're D&D players.
They want to go to the dungeon. What's in there?
And there's a lot of omens down there that are pretty good. So you might want to do a little explore.
Can I look at some of the items?
Let's do it.
Let's Book of Vile Darkness.
Of course.
A shiny rock.
A shiny rock.
What a nice, beautiful rock. Surely someone will trade you for it. I love it. Oh, and they can't decline.
No.
If you're on the same tile as another adventurer, you discard this item to steal an item they control of your choice.
Would you like my shiny rock?
You can use that item on the turn you steal it. Wow.
Yeah, so they really will take
Necklace of Fireballs. That's a popular item.
Very, very useful.
Man, those are expensive too. That would be a really good find.
That's a good one.
Some healing stuff. Ooh, invisibility. That's good.
Yeah.
So some of these are those, you're going to hold on to it until it haunts, something happens.
Yeah.
And then you might use it.
Exactly.
So.
Or so
you're probably not going to use that on your party member early on,
Somebody uses, or somebody gets the Necklace of Fireballs, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And then you think, they could be the traitor.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they could use it against you.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yep. You never know.
So what are these? Are these the haunt books over
Yes,
here?
they are.
Yeah.
So
okay. So it says, of
another
course, the
thing-
do not read. So the survival, I'm assuming that's the
For
adventures.
Or the heroes.
And then the traitor's tome, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, is
Yep.
for the betrayer. So,
Yes. So you feel free to flip them open.
yeah,
Even
okay.
though it says do not read.
Yeah, okay. So you can just kind of flip.
Yep.
Oh, look at that text.
So that's the other thing about
Someone at home is pausing, trying to
I
read. No. There's like some pictures in there. I'm
Yeah,
curious
yeah.
about what those are.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
illustrations.
So again, like there's 50 haunts. just
Okay,
like there
50,
are
yeah.
in the base game.
Right.
So again, it was like D&D leans so heavily into storytelling
Yep.
that it was just a natural fit to write these 50 haunts that are like 50 mini campaigns.
Yeah, and I bet that was a lot of fun too.
Yes.
So when is this available?
October 6th.
October. That is specific. October 6th.
October 6th.
You will be able to get this. That is
Yes.
awesome.
Yep.
Are you going to be showing it anywhere else this year, or?
I hope so.
Every convention you go to?
I just want to take this thing on the road and just show everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. So if you're here, obviously
Yes.
you can demo it.
Yep.
Probably
D&D
at Gen
area.
Con and all the big conventions. You might be able to check it out before you get it. So, is there anything else you want to say about Betrayal?
Incidentally, this is the first time Ball has been pictured in his human form.
Oh,
Just a little bit of random
little
trivia.
tidbit. So you can tell your friends that, and you'll
That
sound
is him.
super cool.
But it was kind of cool to actually like think about
be able to
what
do
does
that.
he look like?
Yeah, it's not been shown.
Yep.
That's
So-
awesome. So that is Betrayal at Baldur's Gate.
Yes. October 6th.